Welcome back to a Not So Awesome Review, and today we are looking at the Hall of Fame Snake Eyes Electric Lights and Sound Battle Weapon. This thing is basically to scale with the original G.I. Joe figures, which, I don't want to say dolls, but they were big. They were like, I'm just going to say a Barbie sized, maybe a little bit bigger actually, I'm not really sure. But yeah, they are big. This is based on them. On the back here, we have Snake Eyes hone his combat skills as a long-range recon patrol trooper in Southeast Asia and perfected his mystical martial arts techniques with the same ninja clan that produced Storm Shadow. Although he is as equally adept with submachine guns as he is with sword, Snake Eyes is most dangerous and unpredictable when he is unarmed and cornered. When Hawk went to Snake Eyes' cabin to recruit him for duty with G.I. Joe, the silent ninja was out hunting rabbits barehanded. Hunting rabbits barehanded because we all know how dangerous rabbits are. But yeah, anyways, I'd assume it's because of the speed. But yeah, this box is pretty big. It's from the Hall of Fame line. I believe this came out in the 90s, and they're really easy to get. They're not like hard at all. And I am gonna open this probably from the bottom, just because I just don't want to rip that steel because it looks awesome. But yeah, it'll be the first time I open anything from the bottom. I see people do it all the time. It's always strange, but I just don't want to rip the cool G.I. Joe shiny seal on the top. So anyways, let's cut the tape along here. Is this actually glued on? I think it's just a tape. Actually, it might be a little bit glued on. Yeah, it is. But what are you gonna do? You're gonna use a knife. That's what you're gonna do. Now let's get this down and out of the way. Cut some of that off. Move this up, move these flaps out the way, and hopefully it'll just slide out. Yes, it will. And this thing, like I said, is pretty big. The camera doesn't even fit the whole thing in the frame. But there you go. Yay, twisty ties. I say yay because I was actually a little afraid, since this is an older figure, that it might have one of those really weird plastic things that you have to cut that look actually a lot like this. Yeah, just, something requiring me having to use the knife in a more dangerous manner. Let's undo this one and undo the bottom one. And he should just come right off. There we go. Let's put this to the side. Looks like there's really no cherry coin around this. We just got to pull this plastic off and get these out of here somehow. Alright, so the Pledge of Allegiance. Literally, the Pledge of Allegiance. Like, no joke, this is straight out the Pledge of Allegiance. I don't know why that's on there, but it's on there. History of G.I. Joe, that's pretty cool. 1964 G.I. Joe sees it. Is this like History of G.I. Joe, or is this like History of G.I. Joe? Interesting. 12-inch figures. Let's see, original 12-inch G.I. Joe. Okay, so it is the actual History of G.I. Joe. Cool little military rank signs. So it's actually a pretty cool little book it comes with here. Talking about the boots, his uniform and stuff, and his weapons. But yeah, let's get this all out here so we can clear the table. Put this down. Looks like this is a knife, and it looks like, I feel like this straps onto his legs. I feel like that's what this was trying to tell me. Maybe it wasn't. Oh, they strap onto his arms. That's cool. Yeah, you can change his clothes. You can, they do actually sell different uniforms for these figures, so they don't have to look exactly how they look. Here he is with his mask on. Can you see under his face? You can. There's nothing there. You still can't see his face. So, he's got this mask that honestly makes me think paintball. His dog tags, which are oversized, doesn't say his name on them. It would be cool if the dog tags were like actual dog tag sized, but you know what can you do? This is oh, actually it does have it right there, Snake Eyes. So that's actually a lot cooler since you can't read it, but it would be cool if they were, you know, regular size, but that's how they came out back then. His vest, his clothes, his boots, this backpack that looks like it unzips a little bit. Does it open? I think it does open. I'm not gonna go to do much detail here. These arm things are pretty interesting though. Let's see how this works. This looks like his weapon holster. So let's try and figure this out. And as soon as I put everything together, you will see, which will be right now. Alright, so there we have it. Snake Eyes pretty much put together. His knife is here on the little holster on the side. The left hand is really the only hand that can hold the gun because it curves a certain way, and he doesn't have elbow joints, so he can't really bend. I have a sword here on his right hand. He is leaning forward because he's about to fall, but yeah, he does have some articulation. Not anything in the knees, just a little bit in the waist, I think. Yeah, actually that's not the waist, that's the legs, and the arms move and the head moves. So not too much articulation. He is pretty cool, but I mean, I guess they are meant to be based off the older ones, and this was in the 90s, but you would think that they would do a little bit more articulation than that. But you know what, like I said, it is based off the older ones, and it is an older figure, so it'll pass with that. His gun does make noise and light up, and since they're laser guns in the show and stuff, you know, it's pretty cool. Does it shoot out a laser? A little bit. You can't really see it, but it does. Overall, it's a pretty cool piece to have. Really, you're just going to use this as a display thing. You could play with it if you wanted to, I guess. Get different things for it. But really, it's more meant, at least in my case, as a display piece than anything else. He does look pretty cool. Like I said, downsides is he's not very articulate. The clothes he is wearing is cloth, and it is all completely removable in case you wanted to switch uniforms, because back then they did sell different uniforms that you could put on these, which is why it makes me think doll and not action figure. But you know, whatever you want to say, it is supposed to be 12 inches, and let's just put him next to a small Cobra Commander so you can see Cobra Commander is like down there. You know, Snake Eyes is just towering over it. It doesn't even look real, like, compared to it. So yeah, anyways, hope you guys enjoyed this unboxing, and yeah, it's pretty much all I've got to say, and I will see you guys later. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.